session, I'll be discussing one of the relational operator, that is with a rename operation. Okay, I hope you all remember with the select and project operations, right? So in today's session, let us know more about a new operator, that is with a rename. Sequences of operations and the rename operation. The relations that depict operation results do not have any names. Remember students, the relations that depict operation results, it means what? When we apply select operator, when we apply project operator, there are certain result that is given to the user, right? So on applying those operators, the output that is displayed to the user, it may not uh, there may not exist any name for those results. Are you all understanding? For example, if we apply a select operation for an employee table, if we apply project operation for an employee table, like for example, project from employee, the first name, last name, salary. If this is a thing, in the employee relation, I want to view only the first name, last name of the employees along with their salary information. Only 3 columns I am interested with. So it will be displaying the output for the user, but it doesn't have any name for that. So it is a subset of the main employee relation, right? The output what I got is a subset of which relation? Employee relation. So it doesn't have any name when it is displaying only 3 column as a output. So I can give a name for that with the help of which operation? Rename operation. Okay. So in general, for most queries, we need to apply several relational algebra operation one after the other. So in our applications in the DBMS environment, when we want to view the information present in the databases, we will be applying many such operators. So we will be using some select and project operators to view only the required information. When the DBMS is displaying those information to the user, those resultant tables should be given with certain name, and it can be given with the help of a rename operation. Okay, so either we can write the operation as a single relational algebra expression by nesting the operations, or we can apply one operation at a time and create intermediate result relation. That is, nesting the operation, we can combine both select operation and project operation. Together we can apply. Okay, in a SQL query, we can use 2 operators together. Which one? Select operator as well as project operator. Or else we can apply first select operation, then we can apply project operation one after the other. So nesting of operators, the operations can also be done, as well as it can be applied one by one operation after the other. And we can create intermediate result relations. So in the later case, we must give names to the relations that hold the intermediate results. So it means, for example, if we are having an expression like this, a plus b, okay, then okay, this is a expression. So which is the innermost expression? A plus b. Outermost expression is what? 4 into, that is, this result should be multiplied by which one? 4. Are you all understanding? So innermost operation, when I first perform the innermost operation, okay, it has to be given with some, after doing the addition, some result will be given, right? So that addition result should be held in some, which one? Variable r. Are you all understanding? Then this result, the r is holding the intermediate result, that is the which one? Sum of a plus b. Then this result information is multiplied by which one? 4. Okay, so like that we can apply one operation at a time and create intermediate result relation, that is, which is here product and addition both are being nested. Okay, I can first perform addition first, then I can store the result in R, then I can use this intermediate result to do the multiplication with 4. That is what they mean. Okay, so how to do this? Just check out here. For example, to retrieve the first name, last name and salary of all employees who work in department number 5, we must apply a select and a project operation. So what is a query now? They are asking to display which information, first name, last name and salary from which relation, from employee of all employees, but who work in department number 5. They are not interested in all the employees of a company. They are interested to view the information only with the employees who work in department number 5. So we must apply a select first and then a project operation. So to view only the records of a particular employee who work in department number 5, first we should apply select operation to fetch the employee information who are working in department number 5. Then after getting that result, we have to apply which other operation, project operation, so that only these column informations are displayed. Which one? First name, last name and salary information of those filtered employees. Okay, so now we can write a single relational algebra expression, also known as inline expression. So remember students, we are discussing how to nest the operations, which we are nesting here, select and project operation, and we can nest that with the help of by writing as a single expression, and it is also termed as inline expression. How is it? I told first we are supposed to apply select. See, sigma is found here, select operation is done. Then project operation has to be applied. So pi operator you are observing, right? Okay. So in the employee relation, from the employee relation, first we should select which employee tuples, the tuples of records who are working in which department number 5. So this is a condition. So what qualifying condition? Select by applying the sigma command, that is select operator. What is the condition? Department number attribute from the employee should contain what type of value? 5 value. Okay. So select from the employee relation where the attribute department number D number is having which values? 5. So select only those tuples of employees who are having the department number equal to 5. So on executing this innermost operation, it will be displaying which records? John, Franklin, Ramesh, Joyce. So only 4 of these employees are working in department number 5, but when it has recognized 5 tuples, it is also displaying what? It is also holding other attributes as well, but it is not shown here because for this innermost operation, which one is applied? The outermost is which one? The project. It is trying to tell display only which information? First name column, last name column and salary column, right? So for this innermost operation, when project is applied, it is displaying first name, last name and salary. Is that clear? So nesting of one or more operation in a algebraic expression is what we call as inline expression, and this is an example for that. Okay, the same kind of requirement can be written in another way, where instead of nesting one by one also we can try to get the information, like first applying the select operation, storing the result in one table, and again for that result table you can apply which one? The project operation. That we shall look into the next slide. Okay. So alternatively, we can explicitly show the sequence of operations giving a name to each intermediate relation as follows. So just now I told with the innermost operation, right? So here select from employee department number equal to 5. So what has to be done? Select the tuples of the employee records who are working in department number 5. So when it has selected, so when it has shortlisted John, Franklin, Ramesh, Joyce, 4 records got recognized, and that 4 records will be stored in which one? Department 5 underscore EMPS. See students, this is a new name we have given for a table which is going to store the result. So whatever the right hand side condition we have applied, on applying this condition we will be getting certain result. only 4 records of those employees who work in department number 5 will be given to the user, right? So that table information will be stored in with what name? Department 5 underscore EMPS. This is a new name we have given to the relation where the result has to be held. Okay. Now coming to the next step. Now we have to apply project operation. The next step. Project which one? First name, last name, salary. From which one? The from the previous result. Which is a previous result? It is held in department 5 underscore EMPS, right? See, the same name is used here, department 5 underscore EMPS. So with this new table which is holding the result, we are projecting only the first name, last name and salary. Is that clear? So the final answer is which one? This table only, right? This table is a final output and this result will be held in which new relation name? Result. Result is also the new name what we have given to store the final output. Is that clear? So it is sometimes simpler to break down a complex sequence of operation by specifying intermediate result relation than to write a single relational algebra expression. So they are telling it is more convenient to use which one? The very just now explained method instead of following which one? Inline expression. Inline expression is little bit complex to apply, but it is easy. It will be easier for the user to break down the operations and what try to get the required output as discussed in the sequence of operations. Okay, so we can also use this technique to rename the attributes in the intermediate and result relation. So the just now discussed technique can also be applied to give a table a new name, as well as if you want to give a new name to the already existing attribute names. Okay, if you want to change the name for the attributes, so you can apply this technique to rename the attributes in a relation. We simply list the new attribute names in the parentheses as in the following example. So now the question is how to rename a table, how to rename a attribute. So already student relation is there, already employee relation is there. How to have a new relation, how to rename that relation? Yes, we can do, but we have to follow this kind of example. So you just check here this method. Now in this example, select from employee department where employee is working in department number 5, where the employee attribute D number should be equal to which value? 5. So 4 records will be shortlisted and that 4 records will be stored in which relation? Temp. See, temp is a new name we have chosen to hold the result. So temp is holding only those tuples who where the employees are working in department number 5. Okay. So now project has to be applied, right? See your right hand side. Project first name, last name, salary. From which one? There is temp. Just now we have stored the temporary result in which new table? Temp table or temp relation, right? Yes. So for using or the relation which is holding the employee information who are working in department number 5, from there you display which one? You project first name, last name, salary. Okay, fine. So see the result here, students. You are finding something like R. So right hand side, after projection is applied, the result will be stored in a new relation name called as R. The table name will be what? The given as R, considered as R, and it is projecting only first name, right? So this is a attribute. So first name attribute will be renamed by which name? New name, first underscore name. Similarly, L name, what we are trying to project here, L name will be renamed. This attribute name will be renamed by which new name? Last underscore name. Whereas salary attribute name will be kept or retained as it is as salary. Okay, so in this below example, we have tried to give a new name or a new name for the result, that is with a R. The table name is what now? The table name is capital R, and the new attribute names are what? Instead of F name, L name, salary, it is considering or it is displaying the column name as first underscore name, last underscore name and salary. Okay. Observe here, the previously discussed operation is shown with this representation. So temp and R, right? Yes. Temp is storing the intermediate result, that is the select operation. Select from the employee relation who work in department number equal to 5. See, the department number values are all 5. Select only those tuples. Yes, John, Franklin, Ramesh, Joy. So only 4 are working in department number with value 5. So those records are stored in which relation? Temp relation. Now, the project is applied. Project first name, last name and salary information from which relation? Temp relation was told. So, there, just check out here students. R, first name, last name, salary. See, the result should be given, the result is given with a new name, relation name R, and the attribute names are instead of F name, L name, salary, it is first underscore name, last underscore name and salary, right? See, the same thing is shown here. So on applying project for this temp, the F name is replaced with first name, then L name is replaced with last underscore name and the salary is retained as same salary only, the column names. Did you all understand? So here this is a table name, R is a table name, new name renamed as R. The result is stored with the new name R and the attribute names are also renamed with first name, last name and salary. Okay. If no renaming is applied, the names of the attributes in the resulting relation of a select operation are the same as those in the original relation and in the same order. So here, in case if we had not applied first name, last name, like if it was something like R equal to which one? Project, which one? First name, right? F name, comma, L name, comma, salary from employee. I'm writing the short forms. Okay. So here, if this was a case, here only the result is given with the new name R. See here. Whereas we didn't find any new names for the attribute list. So in such case, the order in which the information is given, the same order, first name will be displayed first, second, last name will be the next one, salary will be the next name, and the attribute column names will be the same name as a old name. See, instead of first name only F name itself will be the column name. So L name will itself be the column name and salary will be the same name. So here for salary we applied the same name, right? Same name is taken. Did you all understand? So renaming the attributes are not compulsory. If we are trying to avoid it, no issues. The old attribute name itself will be considered while displaying the result. For a project operation with no renaming, the resulting relation has the same attribute names as those in the projection list and in the same order in which they appear in the list. So, as I just now showed, then now this is a very important topic, the representation of rename here. Okay, so the rename operation is represented by which symbol? Row. Are you all understanding? So something like P representation, right? So P, row is a symbolic representation of a rename operation. We can also define a formal rename operation which can rename either the relation name or the attribute names. So either we can rename the relation, it means you can rename the table name or you can rename the attribute names, or else both can be done. Table also you can, or the relation also you can give the new name, attributes also you can give the new name as a unary operator. So rename also can act as a unary operator. So the general rename operation when applied to a relation R of degree n. So relation R means what? Table name R or entity R of degree n. Degree n means for the number of attributes that are present in the relation R is denoted by any of the following three forms. So just observe the syntax here, students. So this is the first syntax, this is the second syntax, and the third syntax. All the three are the various ways of renaming the relation or the attributes. Okay, so the first one here, let us consider the first one, row symbol, that is rename. Rename which one? Rename the relation R. R is a old table name or the existing table name. Are you all understanding? R represents what? The existing table, like for which table we are applying the rename operation. So rename relation R with new name S. S is what here? S is a new table name. Okay, it is a new table name or relation name. Okay, then let us consider R as a employee relation. For the employee relation, if the new table name we are giving is S, and in the employee relation, if there are attributes like first name, middle name, initial, last name, SSN, salary, etc., like that. So all those attributes, whatever the attributes that exist in the employee relation, all those attributes are renamed with which new attribute names, B1, B2, B3, like that. So for first name, F name, B1 will be considered. For middle initial, B2 is considered. Like this, the renaming is done in the first syntax. Okay, so the first syntax is an example where you are renaming both the relation name as well as a attribute names. Okay, then consider the second case, second syntax. Here, row S of R. Here you are trying to rename only the relation but not the attributes. You are not touching the attributes. You are renaming only the which one? The table. So the relation old name is what R. You are giving a new name or you are renaming it with which new name? S. Okay. Then third, or else you can only rename attributes and you may not want to rename the table. Did you all understand? So employee relation here, employee relation, if R is the employee relation, you are keeping the table name as it is, but you are trying to change which information? The attribute names. Suppose if employee relation R is having the attribute names as A1, A1, A2, like this. So those old attribute, those attribute names are changed sequentially by, or it will be replaced by B1, B2, like that till Bn. Okay, so remember these are the three forms where we can apply a rename operation to a relation R to modify the relation name itself or to modify the attribute names. Okay, so row is used to denote the rename operator, S is the new relation name, and B1, B2, Bn are the new attribute names. So the first expression renames both the relation and its attribute. That is this one. The first operation or the example syntax. It renamed relation as well as attributes, and the second renames only the relation. Here only the relation name is renamed, and the third renames attributes only. So here only attribute names are changed. If the attributes of R are like this, the original attribute names in that order, then AI will be renamed as what? B1, B2, B3, like that. Okay, fine. In SQL, a single query typically represents a complex relational algebra expression. So renaming in SQL is accomplished by aliasing using as. Okay, so in relational algebra, we understood the notation like row. So how about renaming in SQL query language? So it is using which keyword? As keyword in the following example. So now just check out here. This is an example where we are renaming both the relation as well as attributes. Okay, so just check out here, students. Select. Select is a command or SQL command where we can apply which one? The select operation as well as project operation. So select operation is there with the select command means, so see a condition should be there, right? Where, using where clause, where e dot no or department number equal to 5. So here we are applying select operation, and according to that, for the select operation we are using the condition department number equal to 5. And we are also applying project operation. So project operation means what? Which attributes we want to view. So just check your, following to the select command, we are mentioning the attribute names. That is first name, then last name, then salary. So this is what we are trying to project. We are highlighting only those respective columns. Fine. Then from which relation? So from is a keyword. From which relation we want to do all this? For which relation we have to apply? It is, we are applying for employee relation. Is that clear? Now you are also finding as, right? Yes, as is what used to rename. It is used to rename the attributes and relation name also. So now just check your students. Select, see, select. Let us first check how the table name is changed. Select from employee. Select from employee as E. As E means employee should be renamed with new name called as E. That, did you all understand? So select from employee as E. So relation name got renamed with capital E. So from the employee, which records has to be selected? What is the condition? Condition is given with a keyword where department number equal to 5. Why the term E dot here? Because just now we renamed the employee table with new name E, right? So from that table E, it has to select which column name? DNO. So whatever the new name we have just now given to the employee relation, with that name using dot operator, you should tell from that table or from that relation which is the column. D number is a column. Yes, so D number equal to 5. So with this, how many? 4 records will be displayed. That is, only 4 employees work in department number 5, right? So Joyce, Franklin and all, just now which we have seen in our examples. So that will be fetched. Then now just look here students, select E dot F name. So the new relation name what we renamed was capital E, and from that new relation it is having a attribute called as first name. First name is that kind of column exists in that relation, right? So that has to be renamed as, see, using as keyword, it is being renamed as what? First underscore name. Is that clear? Similarly, project E dot L name, in the new relation name, in the new E relation, it is having a attribute L name. So as, with the help of as keyword, we are trying to give a new name as last name. So L name will be replaced with which one? Last underscore name. And similarly with the new name or the relation which we have E, there we also have a column called or attribute column called as salary. So from the E relation, the salary has attribute has to be modified with which new name? Salary. Here it is, we are retaining it as the same name. Is that clear? So this is how if with the help of SQL we are applying the renaming operation both for a relation as well as a attributes. Is that clear? Fine. Okay students, do not worry, these implementations can be more practiced when you are working in the lab programs, and we will be explaining once again the same topics. So the thing is, you should take care of the syntax, usage of syntax, and follow certain examples which will depict that generalized form, and it will be found easy. And we will be soon discussing the practical concepts where all such select, project and rename operators will be applied. Okay, meet you all in the next session. Thank you.